Good day all you wonderful people, welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Al, try name Lookout, and today I am going to start touring around, making my way south from Moab to a few sites that I've got saved as want to go places. We're going to start off trying to have a look at some petroglyphs and a few other little areas of interest that I have saved that I'd like to go to. But where am I right now? Well, I'm south of Moab somewhere. I don't know where exactly. If only there was a great big sign that told me where I was. So this area is where we've spent the last couple of days. We have come south here. We're at Cane Springs. We go more south, more south, more south, more south, more south, until we get to around this area here, and there's a few bits there, and then we're going to go there's a few bits around here and a few bits around here that we're going to see in the next few days. So ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our first destination, Hovenweep National Monument. It's a site that has some Puebloan architecture that's protected, over 1,000 years old. So we're going to have a brief look around and then get on our way. So 1,500 years ago, someone was in charge of a group and said, yeah, this looks pretty good. This is where I can see us living for the next 800 years. So this one right in front of us is Stronghold House. On the opposite side, we can see a few more. You got the Twin Towers on the left. Then that smaller one is called the Rimrock House, and then underneath that curved boulder on the hillside you've got Eroded Boulder House. And then on the far right, you might not be able to see it, but on the far right there's another tower, and that's called Tower Point. It says in our little guide here that they don't know whether this was actually built for defense or not. They just say that it was maybe following the aesthetics of the cliffside here. So just called Stronghold House, not necessarily a fortress. I pointed this one out just earlier. This one's Eroded Boulder House on the opposite side of the hill. This structure in front of us is called Unit Type House. Getting very creative with these names. Apparently the layout of this one is very, very similar to a lot of architecture in the Mesa Verde. So what we can take from that is that that is the typical kind of style of the times. That was the fashion for how you would design your home. The next stop on the tour is Tower Point, which apparently was where they used to keep their grains and water and everything like that so that they could survive, and they had to make sure everything was tightly secure against water damage and rodent damage, evaporation. This is it, the Tower Point. And this must be one of those grain stores that they had high up on the rock. I don't know how that's going to stop rodents, but it's definitely going to stop water flooding in. So this structure behind me is called Hovenweep Castle, and apparently, again, not made for defense, not made for kings and queens, but there was a resident family that lived in there. It's one of the newer structures. Apparently it dates from around 1277, so about 750 years ago, whereas there are other structures nearby that go all the way back to 500 AD. This photograph apparently was taken in 1935, and it shows a team of specialists who are looking at how to stabilize the structures, and you can see The tower on the right is leaning. I think the one in the middle is too, and they're looking at what they're going to do to save it from falling down. And from here you can see the work they've done. That tower on the right has been pushed inwards from the looks of it, and the same for the one on the left. Let's see if we can move across. Don't want to go outside of the trail lines, but yeah. This is it from the side on. It looks like all the bricks have been repointed as well, so they've redone the mortar to keep it stable. Another thing to note is that this structure has 3 layers of bricks, or at least stones, whereas the other ones don't. Down the valley you can see Square Tower, and apparently it had sort of a spiral staircase inside. It's also a place that was for keeping your crops safe. And you've got 2 things here: Round Tower down there in the valley, and Rim Rock Tower, which they thought was a 2-story tower, and they don't think, oh sorry, I said Rim Rock Tower, it's Rim Rock House, and they don't believe anyone lived there. They don't know what it was used for, but they think it might have been used for again, crop storage, because there's holes in the side for ventilation, and there is no division in the house. There's no rooms, it's just one large expanse, so it probably was kept for storage. There we go, Rim Rock House. And these are the twin towers, which apparently have 16 rooms between them and go up multiple levels, or did go up multiple levels. They think it was for residency of multiple families, and one of them is horseshoe shaped, I think that's the one on the right, and the other one is circular. There you go, high-rise apartment blocks in the Puebloan architecture style. It's incredible to think about all these areas, just like that cabin we saw yesterday in Arches, and well, people lived out here, and this was what they had to put up with in their day-to-day, you know, trying to find water, trying to find food, trying to stay cool. What a life it must have been. Here we are back at the visitor centre, loop complete, and that was Hovenweep. I hope that you can come here and see it yourself if you're in the area. I think it's worth the detour off the main track to come and see it.
Much later.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the town of Bluff to come and see a few things in this area, and it was very late actually. It was 3:30 when I rocked into town, so I got myself a tent spot in an RV park, and I've come across the street to the automatic laundry to come and do laundry because my clothes reeked. I could smell myself. And if you're walking through a big expansive natural area which is open and you can smell yourself, it's likely other people can smell you too. So it was well overdue. Let's come and put some laundry. I am absolutely baking standing here in rain gear as well, and they've got some donation clothes in there, so I might try a few on in there after I get showered. My whole costume in there, not taking up too much space. So this is the loaner clothes, or actually it's not really loaner, it's take what you want clothes. They're donated apparently. I thought it was what people left behind, but it's more people in town who are just giving stuff away that they don't need anymore. This one is not my style. Maybe that's more my style. No, there we go. That's it. My new hiking shorts for the CDT. Well, hiking skirt. Beautiful. And my new camp shoes too. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Not exactly my size, I don't think, but no, actually it's a perfect fit. Look at that. Definitely new camp shoes. Now on to the drying phase. Well, that's it. Laundry is done. All dried, near enough. Socks are still wet, but I couldn't be bothered to pay another $1 for 10 minutes of dryer time. But everything else is fine, and I'll wear the socks tomorrow and they'll be fine anyway. I'll hang them up. It's baking hot here. So, on to the campground. Let's set up a tent. This is my little grassy spot here. That's where I'm going to put my tent. And what a backdrop as well. All those cliffs going straight along. An ornament of an apex predator. Now it's about time that I got myself clean. Let's go shower. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what a difference a shower makes. I feel brand new. I feel $1 million. I feel amazing. So, oh, feeling so good to be clean. I can't believe it. The last time I had a shower was on the 19th, 20th, something like that, and it's now the 25th. And in this desert heat, I was really stinking. I'm so glad to be clean. Clean and clean and clean. Woohoo. So ladies and gentlemen, we are on for dinner tonight. And now I'm going to go through this map and I'm going to mark down some of the sites I've got saved on my phone onto the paper map, and we're going to follow that as an itinerary for the next couple of days. So while I get on with dinner and doing some homework, I guess that's everything I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing those historical ruins. I did anyway, and I thought they were really interesting to go back in time and see how people lived over 1,000 years ago. But as I said, that's all I have for you today. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.